In a world grappling with geopolitical tensions, images of missile defense systems lighting up the night sky have become all too familiar. For nations like Israel, facing constant threats, systems like the Iron Dome are nothing short of miraculous, intercepting incoming rockets and saving countless lives. But have you ever stopped to consider what happens after those explosions? What are the unseen consequences of these frequent aerial detonations on the very environment and people they are designed to protect? Today we delve into a critical yet often overlooked aspect of modern conflict, the atmospheric and health impacts of explosions from missile defense. While the Iron Dome stands as a testament to human ingenuity and a shield for security, its frequent use comes with a hidden cost, one that affects the air we breathe, the ground we walk on, and the long-term well-being of communities. Let's first understand the marvel that is the Iron Dome. Developed by Rafael Advanced Defense Systems and Israel Aerospace Industries, this mobile, all-weather air defense system is designed to intercept short-range rockets, artillery shells, and mortars. Its operational range typically spans from 4 to 70 kilometers. The process is remarkably swift. Radar detects an incoming threat, sophisticated algorithms calculate its trajectory, and if it's projected to hit a populated area, an interceptor missile is launched to neutralize it mid-air. Since its deployment in 2011, the Iron Dome has successfully intercepted thousands of projectiles, proving its invaluable role in protecting Israeli citizens. However, each successful interception, while preventing devastation on the ground, is still an explosion, a controlled detonation high above our heads. And these aren't isolated incidents. In times of heightened conflict, these aerial explosions can occur with alarming frequency. So, what exactly gets released into our atmosphere when a rocket meets an interceptor? The answer is a complex cocktail of pollutants. When these projectiles detonate, they don a significant amount of particulate matter, tiny, often invisible particles of dust, soot, and debris. These particles can linger in the air for extended periods, reducing visibility and contributing to haze. Of particular concern are PM 2.5 particles, which are so small they can penetrate deep into our lungs, posing serious health risks. Beyond solid particles, explosions unleash a variety of gases. We're talking about carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides, sulfur dioxide, and volatile organic compounds. These aren't just abstract chemicals, they contribute directly to air pollution, can lead to acid rain, and play a role in the formation of ground-level ozone, a harmful pollutant in itself. And it gets more concerning. Depending on the materials used in the explosives and the targets, heavy metals like lead, mercury, and cadmium can be aerosolized and dispersed. These are highly toxic substances with long-term environmental and health consequences. The combustion process can also release toxic chemicals, such as dioxins and furans, known carcinogens and endocrine disruptors. While the immediate impact might seem localized, weather patterns can carry these pollutants over wider areas, affecting air quality in neighboring regions. The cumulative effect of numerous explosions over time can lead to a persistent and worrying degradation of air quality, creating a silent, invisible threat. The human body, unfortunately, bears the brunt of these atmospheric assaults, both directly and indirectly. In the short term, the health impacts can be immediate and severe. Direct blast injuries are a primary concern, caused by the sheer pressure wave of an explosion. These can affect any organ system but commonly impact air-filled organs like the lungs, ears, and gastrointestinal tract. Beyond the primary blast, there are secondary injuries from flying debris, tertiary injuries from being thrown by the blast force, and quaternary injuries encompassing burns, crush injuries, and the exacerbation of pre-existing conditions. Even without direct physical impact, the blast wave can cause traumatic brain injuries, from concussions to more severe neurological damage. Hearing loss is also incredibly common, with ruptured eardrums and inner ear damage due to the intense sound waves. Inhalation of smoke, dust, and toxic fumes can lead to acute respiratory distress, triggering asthma attacks, bronchitis, and other lung problems. And let's not forget the immediate psychological toll. Witnessing or experiencing an explosion can induce acute stress reactions, severe anxiety, and panic attacks. But the story doesn't end there. The mid- and long-term health impacts are often more insidious, manifesting weeks, months, or even years after exposure. Persistent respiratory problems like chronic coughs and worsening asthma, can become a daily struggle due to continued exposure to air pollutants. Infections can complicate wounds and burns if not properly managed. Psychologically, the delayed onset of post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and anxiety disorders can profoundly affect individuals and communities, sometimes emerging long after the immediate danger has passed. Neurological issues, such as persistent headaches, dizziness, and memory problems, can linger, impacting daily life. Chronic pain from injuries can become a debilitating reality, and studies even suggest a link between prolonged air pollution exposure and an increased risk of cardiovascular issues. Looking further down the line, the long-term consequences are even more concerning. Chronic respiratory diseases like COPD and pulmonary fibrosis can develop from prolonged exposure to particulate matter and toxic gases. The carcinogens released during explosions, such as heavy metals and dioxins, can increase the risk of various cancers over time. Repeated blast exposures and traumatic brain injuries have been linked to long-term neurological degeneration, including an increased risk of neurodegenerative diseases. Chronic pain syndromes can significantly diminish quality of life, and severe mental health disorders can have profound and lasting effects. For children, exposure to pollutants and trauma can lead to developmental delays and cognitive impairments. There are also potential concerns for reproductive health due to exposure to certain toxic chemicals and a weakened immune system, making individuals more susceptible to illnesses. So what can be done? While the challenges are immense in a conflict zone, a multifaceted approach can significantly mitigate these impacts. Firstly, robust air quality monitoring is crucial. Real-time data from expanded monitoring stations in cities like Tel Aviv, Haifa, and Jerusalem can inform public advisories, telling residents when to stay indoors or wear masks. Rapid cleanup of debris after explosions prevents the resuspension of harmful particles. And promoting urban green spaces, parks, and trees acts as a natural filter for pollutants. From a public health perspective, emergency medical preparedness is paramount, ensuring facilities are equipped to handle blast injuries and respiratory emergencies. Crucially, immediate and long-term mental health support is vital for affected communities. Public education campaigns can empower citizens with knowledge about protective measures and recognizing symptoms of exposure. In terms of infrastructure, implementing building codes that encourage blast-resistant materials and continuing investment in well-ventilated underground shelters can provide crucial protection. Finally, international cooperation and research are key, sharing best practices, investing in studies to understand explosion byproducts, and even advocating for the development of greener munitions with reduced environmental footprints. The Iron Dome is an undeniable necessity for Israel's security, a shield against immediate threats. But it's imperative that we acknowledge and address the hidden costs, the atmospheric and health impacts that accumulate with each interception. By implementing proactive mitigation strategies, from environmental monitoring to comprehensive public health support, Israel can work towards minimizing these long-term consequences, protecting not just its people from direct harm, but also their future health and the very air they breathe. This isn't just about conflict, it's about the long-term well-being of communities. Share this video to raise awareness, and let's support initiatives that prioritize environmental health, even in the most challenging circumstances. Thank you for watching. Time code: 8 minutes. For more information, please check out the links to relevant organizations and resources in the description below, and don't forget to subscribe for future updates.